Just under 4 years ago, the Machine versus the Bronzed Adonis was the final of one of these Euro Tour events, the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, when Steve Beaton, in between topping up his tan and a pair of Speedos, stormed his way through to the final of the tournament. He was only edged out by James Wade, 6-4 in that one, but he has won a European Tour event as the Adonis. Became the German darts master a few years ago. He added another PDC ranking title to his collection last year as well. James Wade has been threatening to add to his enormous haul of titles this year. We've seen him go on runs on the Pro Tour. Made a final of a Players' Championship, a semi-final of another one very recently, and a quarter-final at the UK Open qualifiers as well. The Machine was playing some of the worst darts of his career the back end of last year. We've seen 70 averages and all sorts of stuff from him. However, he seems to be back, he seems to be focused, he seems to be hungry, and that makes him dangerous. Rob Malarkey joins me, Dan Dawson, for the final game of the night.
Game on.
The European Darts Open, day one concludes with 2 Euro Tour winners fighting out for a spot in round 2.
Yeah, a few welcome positives for fans of James Wade of late.
100.
In that Players' Championship sequence when he made his way to the final, he had a 6-0 win over John Henderson that day as well.
100.
He averaged over 111 in that one, 6-0 against Hendo. And then he beat Rob Cross as well, 6-5, to set up a semi-final with Ryan Joyce. And also, let's not lose sight of the fact that not only is he qualified for this one, but he's qualified for the first 4 Euro Tour events of 2018. So some very, very good signs from James Wade, who, as you say, Dan, was really in the doldrums towards the end of last year.
Well, it was that win in Gibraltar back in 2014 that signalled James Wade's return to form after a couple of years of real struggles. Obviously, well-documented mental health issues. It did affect his game. But he then claimed that title, his first for a couple of years, before going on to lift the Masters, which remains his most recent big TV title.
161.
And he's given himself a chance of holding his throw in the opening leg
59.
with a 15-darter.
116.
Treble 20, the first target. Single 16 will leave double top.
Game shot on the first leg. James Wade.
Well, that's enough.
Steve Uruguay, 52. Game shot on the second leg. Steve Beaton.
Steve Beaton
Then
just
James to throw
issuing
first.
a reminder of his permanent class as well.
Class is the word for both of these two. 15 dart.
100.
Holds a throw for the pair of them. Met on many occasions. Beaton only 3 wins to his name.
58.
The most recent being at the Players' Championship finals back at the end of 2013. It is a long time since Steve Beaton has beaten James Wade. Wade 18 victories out of their 21 meetings.
85.
As I've said before, Dan, you can't ignore stats like that sometimes. I know some people don't really pay too much attention to head-to-head records. It's all about the here and now, but you know, if you have a sign over a player like that, it can take its toll. That said, though, we talked about Beaton's run in Maastricht. His other highlight last year was that astonishing success at the Players' Championship event in Wigan in June, when he beat Chizzy, Rob Cross, and in the final itself, 61. Gary Anderson, to win his 3rd PDC Pro Tour title.
Wonderful stuff. Single 1.
121.
Beautiful. It's that insurance policy as well of double 10 should he come inside the wire for stops.
125. James Uruguay, 40.
Ready to jump all over this, and there it is. Well, it's somewhere inside the wire actually, but Wade now looking at double 10.
He doesn't miss double 10.
Oh. 30. Steve Uruguay, 93.
And Beaton here. Has that found a single 18?
I think it's on number 1. Yeah, 67 remain.
Well scuppered.
I think, to be honest, it looked very difficult to find his way through to the bullseye anyway, which is probably why he gambled, desperately trying to get the treble. to avoid having to go for the ball, and in the end, the gamble didn't pay off, and James Wade makes him pay. 2-1 to the machine.
99.
I think we'll put that one down in the category of one that got away, or could have been snapped up, but still going with throw here, early stages. 2-1 Wade leads.
136.
Beaton didn't qualify for this tournament last year. We mentioned Wade was here last year, but Beaton didn't make it here. But he bounced back very well indeed,
40.
making the final of the event in Maastricht in the very next Euro Tour events at the end of the summer.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned their clash in the final in the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, but arguably it's between that one, maybe their meeting at the back end of 2016 at the World Championship, but that was only a second round game. But the European Championship back in 2009 is probably their most high-profile meeting. That was in the semi-finals. Went all the way to a last leg decider. Steve Beaton, a rare win against James Wade in that one before getting annihilated by Phil Taylor in the final, but around about 2009. I mean, that was just basically what happened. Everybody turned up to play darts for however long the tournament went on, and then Taylor won.
Danger required 85.
Lovely stuff. Tops for Wade. Double 10 for Wade for 3-1. And this time he makes no mistake on double 10. And Wade
Mid leg is James to throw
has the
first.
break.
Game on.
3 legs to 1 he leads. Worth remembering too that a fair chunk of his prize money last year for James Wade stemmed from the Premier League. He made £50,000 for finishing 7th, so it remains to be seen whether he can make that up
81.
or make up that deficit in 2018. Not in terms of ranking points, but in terms of actual financial reward.
Yeah, ultimately it's his job.
99.
He's in it to make money, but I have to say the encouraging signs for James Wade over the last few weeks is not only that he's winning games, obviously, and having runs deep into tournaments, but James Wade, who is a player who has never really been a guy you associate with big ton plus averages. He's always been the king of doing enough, James Wade. The James Wade formula, as we mentioned before, is the opponent's average plus 1 equals James Wade's average. However, there have been some big ton plus averages from James Wade. That win against Rob Cross, I think, was 104. You mentioned that 111 average he chucked in on the Pro Tour. Right now, he is averaging round about the 106, 107 mark, James Wade. I mean, this isn't just, there we go, 107.5. This isn't just a return to form for James Wade. This is an absolute explosion of form from the machine. And Jelle Klaassen awaits the winner of this one.
140.
And I wouldn't want to be playing James Wade right now because he does look hungry.
Well, I think any of the 16 seeds who were handed buys into round 2 would have been looking at the draw on the schedule when it came out last night and thinking, right, 2 players you probably don't want to draw in the next round. Lewis, Wade, certainly at the top of the agenda. But there are certain, plenty of others in there as well.
20.
But James Wade right now is perhaps the one to avoid for the top 16 in the field. And Jelle Klaassen is the unfortunate man.
100.
Not
Danger
really playing
required 20.
Gabriel Clemens either for the way that he's put in his performance tonight. That, I think, is going to help. Oh, I'm not sure that does.
No score.
Well.
Stevie required
Double
52.
10 not working for James Wade. James Wade averaging 105 and not hitting double 10. What is happening?
The look on Wade's face after that third dart was
42.
absolute picture.
Danger
Look,
required 20.
he's missed 3 darts. He's not going to miss more, is he? He's James Wade. He lives in double 10. There we
Pitch
go.
on the 5th leg. James Wade. 6 legged
Looked
Steve
like a
to
man
throw
who
first. Game on.
Accidentally reversed over the family dog after that last visit, but yeah, he's made up for it there.
97.
Not quite sure of the state of James Wade's family dog, actually. There's a little thing called Konnichiwa they got for when they went over to Tokyo.
Oh, has he actually got a dog?
Yeah,
oh, right, well,
him and Sammy do have a dog called Konnichiwa. Don't think it was in the best of
140.
health last time I heard. But I don't think it was hit by a car.
good. Don't
All
like
the
to-
best.
I don't like to tempt fate.
Yeah, quite.
140.
James Wade right now is bossing this game. Steve Beaton averaging 92. Around about 8 points shy
58.
of the machine. Seen wins tonight for Marco Cantala. Good win against Vincent van der Voort. Ron Meulenkamp saw off the World Youth Champion Dimitri van den Berg as Beaton Fires in his first maximum, the first one of this game, in fact. About a 171.
133.
Not quite.
Stevie Uguay, 84.
Well, Wade won't be panicking just yet. This is damage that's being done on the Beaton throw.
59.
And he's not there yet
Change
anyway,
Uguay,
and Wade, well,
170.
this would be an absolute boost and a half if he took this out. Wouldn't it just?
84. Stevie Uguay, 25.
9 for double eights.
Game show on the 6
You
leg.
don't want to do what
Stevie.
Max Hobb did earlier, hit the treble 9 and bust your score, as he did in his 6-4 defeat by Jamie Hughes earlier on. No problem for Beaton there, though.
100.
Yeah, well, Beaton won a couple of legs, both 15 darters. But he's going to have to find some breaks of throw. And that might mean chucking some 12s at James Wade. He's looking very solid. That you're not seeing
140.
James Wade have that little hop in his action. He has taken some constructive criticism on board from the likes of Rod Harrington.
134.
He was lifting up on that front foot when he was thrown for a while. And you're not seeing that anymore. He is rock solid. It's only the arm that's moving for James Wade.
140.
And surprise, surprise, it would appear that it's helped him get a little bit more consistent, or get some consistency back.
95. Change Uruguay,
Beaton on a finish,
121.
Wade on a slightly easier one. Double 17 and bull.
Wrong side, unlucky.
83. Steve Uruguay, 138.
Well, you feel, well, it won't go now, but it had to go.
98.
Beaton
Change
puts himself
Uruguay,
in position
38.
just in case Wade fluffs his lines here. 38 away, went straight for the 19s, comes inside, that's the danger, tidies up, now looking at double eights.
Game shot.
That's a really good recovery after that first start. Lots to admire about the way James Wade is playing tonight. The average is still very healthy indeed, it's still over 102
140.
or so. And that was just a good bit of regrouping there after that first start.
It just dipped a little bit. Beaton's up at 97,
41.
but Wade, to be honest, I mean, he'd be right up there if he hadn't missed 11 darts at double in this game, and a lot of them at double 10.
108.
Beaton with his second maximum. But I have to say, there you see, 11 darts at double miss by James Wade. And this is
81.
pretty impressive stuff from the machine. He is very much like Adrian Lewis. You know, we've seen Adrian Lewis and James Wade back to back here tonight in the opening night, and they're players who, in the not so distant past, you'd be expecting to be right up there in the seedings for these tournaments. They're players that you'd be expecting to be right up there challenging all the major
59.
TV tournaments. And it's not been like that over the last few months. Beaton looks for another.
96.
This is one of those legs where James Wade has just turned the intensity tap off.
96. Steve Uruguay,
Getting himself ready for the all-important next leg when he'll have the throw.
Game shot on the
Unorthodox,
8 leg.
but
Steve Beaton.
gets the
I
job
think
done.
it's James to throw first. Game on.
Double 16, double eights. This is the one that counts for Wade here.
100.
Beaton's got a break here, and he'd have to break in the last leg decider. It's
96.
still a big, big ask.
Of course, it was this time last year when James Wade suffered that astonishing defeat by Darren Johnson when he led 5-1. It was in Hildesheim in the first weekend of the Euro Tour
100.
season. Led 5-1, lost 6-5. He led 5-2 in this one. Might just be at the back of his mind. Probably won't be, but
100.
you never know.
Just making life a little bit harder for himself, James Wade. This first dart coming low.
140.
But of all the players in World Darts, Peter Wright and James Wade are two of the best at finding their way through to the 60 when they're blocking some of the bed. It's usually because they're just so stubborn and they won't move, so they get a lot of
161.
practice doing it. But that's much better. He's going to stay there. Yep. And once again, he's going to look at the single one to leave double top. He did that earlier on in the game with Beaton not on a finish, and James Wade is going to get match starts. He hasn't been enormously reliable on the double 10.
And you require 40.
All the more important just to pin the tops.
Why not finish it on double 10 instead?
20.
Well, then again.
Steve, you require 154.
Curious. James Wade, I've been very impressed with James Wade tonight, and yet usually the strongest bit of his game
Has deserted him.
Yeah, it has a little bit.
122.
Reliable scoring has put him in charge for most of this match, and he's bought him
Man of the match,
opportunities, and eventually he
James Wade.
takes it. James Wade is through to the second round and will take on another former Lakeside champion. He's seen off Steve Beaton, the man who won the title back in the 90s. It'll be Jelle Klaasen for him next. Wade appears to be back in form. A 6-3 win, a 97 average, and oh, wouldn't you believe it? Steve Beaton's average, the same -1. The James Wade formula in full effect. And the machine goes through to round two. He joins the likes of Ron Muhlenkamp, Marco Cantala, Chris Dobie.